You're listening to Seatbelt Mandatory Talk Radio. Roger Hedgecock. Call 877-84-ROGER now.
Welcome back. Glad you're there. And on our news line, a very special individual, a former Border Patrol agent who served time, in my opinion, for doing his job as a Border Patrol agent. We have in various, since the time all this happened, we have been in the local program and in the national program working to keep people informed of the progress of what's going on with these cases that had come to be known as Ramos and Compian, the last names of the two Border Patrol agents who were prosecuted in a shooting incident of an illegal alien drug smuggler. Ignacio Ramos, Nacho Ramos, was sentenced to 11 years and 1 day, charged with assault with a deadly weapon, violation of the drug smuggler's civil rights, and now the sentence commuted by the Bush administration in its last days to, and recently the actual release of these two was effected, and we are just so pleased to welcome Nacho Ramos to our microphones. Mr. Ramos, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We are so glad to hear your voice in freedom. We have spent a lot of time praying and working and helping your family and all that to make it clear to you while you were in that cell that there were a lot of Americans who were on your side.
Well, let me first start off by thanking you, Mr. Hedgecock, and your listeners. You guys have done so much for us, giving us so much support spiritually, financially. It really helped us to keep our spirits up and keep going, and it helped knowing that so many people out there were sticking with us and believed in us.
In that prison cell, other than that kind of thing that was coming from a lot of people, I just want to first of all get the description of your cell. What were you confined in? It was
a special housing unit, which is segregation, and I was alone the whole time, and the cell was approximately 10 by 10. I had a small window to look out from. At least in Phoenix, I could actually look outside through the little space and see, a little bit of daylight or what the weather was like. But basically, I was confined to that cell the whole time. The only time I got out was for an hour a day, 5 days out of the week, Monday through Friday. And in Phoenix, the only other time I was allowed out of that cell was for a shower, which was 3 times a week.
Wow. Now, given that kind of experience for 2 years, right?
Yes, 2 years and a month.
What was it like? I mean, can you even describe what it must have been like to be back with your family in your house?
It was just such a great feeling to finally be home, to be with them, to see them, to hold them, to hear my kids laugh and play, to be able to talk to them whenever I wanted to, not having to wonder what they were doing or what was going on, and we're still trying very hard, to acclimate ourselves back into some sort of normalcy in our lives again.
Yeah, wow. How did you hear, by the way, that the Bush administration was going to commute the sentence?
On the radio. I was listening to the radio. That was my only contact with the outside world. And they had announced it. I didn't even, excuse me, I didn't even hear correctly the first time they announced it. I wasn't sure I had heard correctly.
Really?
And, it was during the break of the show that I was listening to, and I had to wait till the show that I was listening to come back on and repeat it. So it was a long 5 minutes, it seemed like, for them to repeat and for me to actually hear our names again and say that we were actually commuted. But it was a great feeling. I was just so overwhelmed with a lot of emotions.
I bet.
I bet. I started crying, but I was so happy at the same time, and I got on my knees and prayed.
Ignacio Ramos, Nacho Ramos, former Border Patrol agent who served 2 years and 1 month in federal prison in what amounts to solitary confinement as a result of being convicted of violating the civil rights of an illegal alien drug smuggler. And even as I say these words, Mr. Ramos, I must tell you that I get mad every time I say those words. I mean, it just makes my skin crawl that the Bush administration would put you guys in jail and not the drug smuggler.
Yeah, it was a tough pill to swallow, and it still is when you think about it, but we try not to dwell on that. We're looking forward. As of today, we found out that the Supreme Court denied our motion to hear our case. So our attorney is already working on a motion to vacate the 4 remaining counts of the conviction.
Yeah. And
so we have a year from today to file it. And, of course, we'd have to start all over again in the district court. And, we have a long road ahead. And, unfortunately, it's not an inexpensive proposition because it's going to take a lot of investigation and preparation to file this motion to vacate.
People would love to help you. And up on my website at rogerhedgecock.com, I have always had this little block ad that you can go to the site and contribute to you folks and your effort. Is that still going to be ongoing? Can we still help?
Absolutely. We would definitely and most graciously appreciate it because it's going to take a while. It's going to be a long time before this is over.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a big legal battle because they don't want to let go. And of course, we'll be giving updates as things progress on my website as well, agentramos.com.
agentramos.com. All right, good. Now, let's see. Nacho, what kept you going? And I can't even imagine being in there in that description you gave us of the cell. What kept you going?
Thinking of my family, not giving up, but also that came from knowing so many people believed in us, getting the constant letters of support daily, with so many people telling us to not give up, to hold on, to keep fighting, because everyone out there was continuing to fight for us. And, how can you give up when so many people are fighting for you? It just, it emboldens you. And of course, I have my family to think about. So, with so many people supporting you, and so many people just making the effort, giving of themselves, and of course, constant prayer, putting our lives in the Lord's hands, He keeps you going.
Keeps you going. Let me ask you, looking back over everything, and I'm sure you go back over and over all the incident and what happened to you, would you do that Border Patrol job again?
I've been asked that several times, and I've gotten some incredulous looks when I give this answer, but yes, I would. I loved my job.
Why?
Why would I go back?
Yeah.
I loved my job. I believed in what I did. I believed in what it stands for and what the agents out there are doing. It's a different job now, from what I hear and from what a lot of friends have told me. But if whatever you want to call it, management or the Border Patrol itself wouldn't restrict the agents so much, you'd see a whole different Border Patrol. You'd see a lot more agents happier. You'd see a lot more production out of those guys, and you'd see a whole different border. Let me tell you.
Do you think
I would definitely go back and do it because I loved my job, and I love my country.
Ignacio Nacho Ramos, and Nacho, if I can, we have 30 seconds, but I just like to. People want to know, what are you going to do now, and how are you going to be, and how are you progressing toward, like you said, trying to get your life back here?
Well, I guess you could call it baby steps. We're taking it day by day. We're just optimistic about a good future for us all, and an eventual good outcome in the courts for our family, because this does not only affect me. This
affects everybody.
It affects everybody.
Nacho, we've got to run. I appreciate it. God bless, and know that all of us out here wish you the very, very best, my friend. Thank you.